An example of how things can be real but not real. Just like to the extreme of a purple flying dragon in your imagination. I mean, I could go to nasty, gruesome details, but I don't want my brain to think that. So I'll say a purple, happy, smiling dragon. That seems like it's impossible. It's unrealistic. But if you've seen it on a TV, it's real, if that makes any sense, in one way or another. It's real. Just like everybody believes that time and space are real because we made clocks that measure time and rulers that measure space and distance. But those are just ideas because God measured the space between him and the moon by picking that to be the place he put the moon, by trying it to see if it worked. And it worked. So then when he put out other stars and other planets, and they weren't, like they were sort of close, but they weren't close enough, so he moved it randomly over here, because he didn't have the concept of time or space yet, because he didn't have a human mind to create it. So a human mind is the only place time and space exist. So even though they don't really exist in a cosmo universal sense, they exist in our present physical sense as humans, because guess what? Our present physical human sense means nothing, because we have been here since the beginning of time, and the beginning of time is much longer than 14 billion light years. It's much longer than anyone can measure, but they're trying to measure because they're scientists. They know what they're supposed to do. They're trying to figure it out. I already know it. I don't know exact measurements, exact words, exact names, exact letters or numbers, but that doesn't matter, because the truth is that I know what it is from the creation standpoint before you put all the details to it. I see the color by number of the whole universe from the beginning of the end without the colors in it, but I'm seeing the colors appear, and I've seen all the colors appear, and then I've seen them erase again, because I'm not supposed to see all of it, because I don't want to do the things that could harm people, and I won't affect free will even if I want something done my way and people judge me. That's what happened to Jesus. That's what happened to anyone who showed himself to be God and has been crucified, killed, not believed, locked away, incarcerated, indicted, admitted. All those things that they've done to people are things that was just me as God trying to come through that human brain, but the human brain couldn't understand me. And once it felt it, it couldn't get rid of me in the sense that it acquired me. You know what I mean? Since I was in that brain and they didn't know that it was God talking to them, they thought it was a random other spirit, because that's all they even thought was possible. They only believed in bad spirits because they saw TV shows or stories of bad spirits, which were just other people thinking of me in other forms, because they couldn't understand what I was trying to say. And now I found somebody who can understand what I'm trying to say again, and he's saying it really well, and people are going to be like, well, it sounds good, but I don't think I understand, because it doesn't sound like what the Bible says. Honestly, God shit on the Bible. I wipe my ass with every page. I shit on anyone who thinks they are holy. I shit on everyone who thinks that they know where they're from, unless they're listening to what Dan Alexander is saying, because he is saying what I have done. Simple and plain. Whatever you say about your Christian God, wrong on the physical plane. It might be right in the spiritual plane, which makes it right to you, which makes it holy, which makes it whatever. There is a spiritual plane where religions exist, but there's something beyond and above all that, which is me. So your story of how God created the earth with Genesis and all that stuff, it's just shit. I'll wipe my ass with Genesis. I wipe my ass with Jesus, although I love him unconditionally. I'm not saying that to be a jerk. I'm saying it to show you unconditional love and total understanding are more than your meek, little, feeble human minds are ready to handle. And because of that, you're going to feel offended when someone says, because you're not ready to understand the truth. When people say you're not ready for the truth, that's where that saying comes from. You're definitely not ready for the divine truth.